What is the St. Benedict Medal? More importantly, what is the meaning behind the medal? These are the two questions I aim to answer in this video. But first, we need to dive a little bit into the life of St. Benedict. Born on March 2nd, 480 AD in a small town named Norcia, which is now modern-day Norcia, in Italy, St. Benedict was born into a noble Roman family. While studying the art of rhetoric, he often saw many of his classmates plunging into vice and sensual pleasure. It is during this time he made the decision to withdraw from the life he had and started his monastic life. He lived as a hermit in a remote cave in the mountains in Subiaco for 3 years, before some local monks begged St. Benedict to be their abbot. However, when the monks found his reforms to be too strict, they planned to get rid of him by poisoning his wine. But when St. Benedict blessed the cup with the sign of the cross, the cup shattered, and he had a vision of a serpent. After this, St. Benedict returned to his solitude. It was back in his solitude where some disciples came to him, leading St. Benedict to establish 13 monasteries in the Subiaco region, which all held 12 monks. After doing this, St. Benedict left Subiaco and went to Mount Cassino. It was here he established yet another monastery and wrote the Rule, which is an outline to help guide other monks in their journey. It was at this same monastery on March 21st, 547 AD, St. Benedict passed away. With that possibly being the shortest explanation of St. Benedict's life, what is the St. Benedict Medal? Well, when you first look at a St. Benedict medal, you might think of it as something like a small coin or something that's not out of the ordinary. But when you take a closer look, you'll see this, with the right being the front and the left being the back. When you take a look at the front, you'll see the letters CSPB, which stands for Crux Sancti Patris Benedicti, the cross of our Holy Father Benedict. Now, when you look at the middle of this medal, you'll see a cross, and in that cross, you'll see the letters CSSML, which stands for Crux Sacra Sit Mihi Lux, which means, may the Holy Cross be my light. The next set of letters you'll see on this cross is NDSMD, which means Non Draco Sit Mihi Dux, may the dragon never be my overlord. Now, when you look at the ring around the cross, you will see the word Pax, which means peace, and a bunch of other letters that wrap around the medal. These letters being VRSNSMV, which say Vare retro Satana, numquam suare mihi vana, which means, begone, Satan, never tempt me with your vanities. The letters on the left would be SMQLIVB, which say Sunt mala que libas, ips vena bibas, which means, what you offer me is evil, drink the poison yourself. Now, these words that are on this medal actually have some really cool history to them, with them widely being known as an exorcism prayer. In the year 1647, the Benedictine Abbey of Metten in Bavaria prevented a series of attacks from women that confessed their spells had no effect on the abbey. Now, if we take a look at the back of St. Benedict's medal, we will see St. Benedict, and in that picture, he is holding a cross and a book. When you look closer at the book, you will see the words Ora et labora. This is actually one of St. Benedict's most famous sayings, meaning pray and work. If you look towards the side of St. Benedict, you will see two symbols, one on each side. The one on the left being a cup and a serpent, symbolizing the event I described earlier, where a few monks tried to poison St. Benedict, but when he blessed the cup with the sign of the cross, it shattered, with the serpent representing the poison inside the cup. On the right side of St. Benedict, you will see a raven and a piece of bread. This symbolizes an event where a jealous priest sent St. Benedict a poisoned piece of bread, but a raven came and carried the loaf away. Now, just like the front of the medal, there is a ring of letters going around the edge. However, it is laid out a bit differently, with there only being 6 words going around the whole thing, and it not being an exorcism prayer. these words being eius in obetu nostro presentesia mo neamor, which means, may we be strengthened by his presence in the hour of our death. Again, if we look at the middle of the medal, we will see the letters saying, the cross of our Holy Father Benedict. And if you look below the feet of Saint Benedict, you will see a bunch of letters, which tells us where the medal is from, which the letters say, from the Holy Mount of Cassino, 1880. And that's the meaning behind the Saint Benedict medal. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I highly encourage you to do more research about Saint Benedict. This video just scratches the surface, so thank you for watching. I hope you have an amazing day or night, and remember, Jesus loves you.